This is Cybert signing into Red Alert 2 on the map, Unrepentant, and we have a 3v3 on our hands. Actually, didn't realize which way this is going. I guess we have as the left side versus the right side. Okay, yeah, they're literally figuring out the teams right now. As the Blue Allies, this is Zhasulan playing America. As the Yellow Allies playing Germany, this is Chandler. And as the Pink playing... Wait a second. Oh, okay. Playing Pink, playing Iraq Soviets, this is Faisal. And as the Cyan, this is Niek. As the Red, this is Wolf. And as the Green... This is the guy I was expecting to be on the left side of the map, and he's not. This is Kiki. So we do have a left versus right. I thought for sure Zhesh and Kiki were going to be teamed together, but they are not in this particular case. All right, couple of oils on each side of the map, relatively easy to capture. 2 bridges, which I assume will be destroyed relatively quickly. We'll see how that develops. And then a big center lane for this 3v3. Now, with the division of this map, you could actually do a north versus south, but obviously it puts this player in a potentially very dangerous situation, or I guess this player here, as they are kind of in a 1v2 naturally. We have a little bit of difficulty coming up here right from the gate as Kiki steals a war factory, deploys a battle bunker, and takes a barracks as well. So I guess he probably got the barracks first, and then the war factory after that. And now they're actually questioning if multi-engineer is on or not. So this doesn't totally take Faisal out of it, but boy, does it get close to taking Faisal completely out of it. Chandler coming through with the pillboxes, dropping them down, as well as Zhasulan as well, trying to just defend this area a little bit more. A couple of rhinos coming in here from Niek, and he's going to be able to get some damage done, and this might just be enough with these rhinos coming in to break him. Wolf also showing up with a couple of reinforcements to attack Faisal. And, well, we'll see if Kiki is able to make this work. No, the attack is barely held off. Zhesh going to be calling in reinforcements, Rocketeers as well, and he's going to be para-dropping the bridge to try and hold off any further attacks. Chandler comes through with the Grizzly tank defense of his ally, and Zhesh in the middle of the map with a couple of Grizzlies to hold off these rhinos. Rocketeers being a great addition for Zhesh to add in there if your opponent is going all rhinos. It's not high DPS, but at least it is something, and it's, you know, unbeatable compared to rhinos. Double refinery, but only a couple of harvesters actually working for Faisal. And, well, he's at least got something going on, but I'm not sure how many forces he's really going to be putting out into the field for the current moment. Chandler comes over here to the left side. One war factory about to get targeted down, and that's going to be it for the production of Zhesh. So our team on the right side with a coordinated 3-part rhino attack, kind of being held off by Chandler, but not really at the end of it because the war factory went down. Reinforcements going to try and hold this off. Pillboxes as well. Kiki not going super deep with these rhinos, more just hanging around at those harvesters and actually going for a Tanya as well inside of an IFV. So he's just going for base killing. Zhesh is not out of this. He is going for an actual counterattack, and let's see if it works. There's a sentry gun here, but the MCV might just be cleaned up. Get into the... No, the MCV packs up, and Tanya is not going to be able to jump into something else. She barely doesn't make it, and Zhesh trying the plays, but ultimately coming up a little bit short. And Faisal now up to 5 harvesters. He still has this refinery, so he's still up to those... Or I guess he replaced the refinery, I'm not sure. But he's got 2 refineries, 5 harvesters. It is, again, not a lot. He's not in a good situation, but at least he's trying to bounce back. He's trying to get himself back into this game. And with the way the base creep works in this map, or on this map being it being so small, you do have a really close... Those aren't conscripts, are they? I feel like those are spies. I think the no spy switch wasn't toggled, so I think we do still have spies in this game. Not actually sure how spies show up for the observer, but I'm not sure why those conscripts would have been coming from that angle. Zhesh going for a counterattack. Lots of Rhino tanks on our team in the south. This is their match to lose. They're going to have to pull something. The team in the north is going to have to pull something out, and it might be this Tanya coming through in another IFV as he is going for the kill of the MCV, maybe the Iron Curtain as well. Let's see if he gets anything. Tanya's starting to clear out a big chunk of those forces, gets the MCV. Zhesh coming for his own counterattack. Iron Curtain goes down. The super reactor would be a dangerous thing to hit, but it's going to be a War Factory chain after this. Rhino tank goes down. War Factory is going to be next. Goodbye, War Factory. That's a fully heroic Tanya, and the forces turn around. At the same time, Chandler putting some pressure on at the front lines. The flak track goes down, and Tanya still survives. Goodbye, War Factories. And the Battle Lab might actually go down. It just goes down to the IFV. Tanya hops inside of the IFV, and she is off to the races as she heads for Wolf's base. A good amount of army still exists on the map for our team in the south, but they are losing everything back home. This Tanya play by Zhesh totally saving our team in the north. He is bringing the plays. He is bringing the comeback as he kills the barracks and goes for that refinery, which didn't have a whole lot going on in it anyways. Double heroic with the Tanya and the IFV. I'm not even sure what's been happening on the other side of the map, but it looks like our team in the north is doing okay. They're kind of holding on, and maybe our team in the south has just lost all hope, lost all interest in trying to fight this one out. They're hoping to defend this central area and maybe try and go for the kill on Tanya. Zhesh literally just going to try and run past the Rhino tanks of Kiki, and it's going to work at least for now. And there's the kill of a War Factory. I think that might be the last War Factory of, I think, Tanya going down there in the lag moment that we all just experienced. But I think Kiki is out of production structures. He's got the naval yard, but no dreadnoughts, so I'm not sure how effective this is really going to be. He can actually go for the kill on the super reactor because he's got a triple vet IFV with just one little bit of health left as he took so much damage. He's starting to repair up a little bit here, and he's going to go for the kill of that nuclear reactor, but he's not quite going to get it right in this moment. Wolf repositioning everything to the north side, and he's going to lead the charge with his harvesters because why not at this point? Got a couple of desolators in there as well, and he's going to try and take down Faisal, who is, trying to keep himself in this game. For now, the Red Soviet Wolf going to be getting pushed away. IFV maybe getting cleaned up. No, it's going for the naval yard. He's trying to completely kick his friend Kiki out of this game. Zhesh turning on Kiki so hard in this moment, and this is pretty much it for Kiki. He's got nothing left in terms of production. I'm not even sure how many units he has left on the map. Chandler still holding a decent amount of army, moving them to the south. He's going to be able to clean up pretty much all of Kiki's tanks, and I think that's it for Kiki in terms of actual units. Kiki has been defeated. He gets the kill on that heroic IFV with the destruction of his nuclear reactor, and that is maybe the greatest thing that he did in this match. Well, actually, no, he started this match out fantastically, but the fact that he killed those heroic units of Zhesh is like the greatest testament to what he did. Kiki dropping out of this game, unfortunately, and he had a fantastic start, but just, the Tanya got everyone, basically. Zhesh winning this game pretty much for his team, but Chandler and Faisal holding off those attacks on the front line. If it was just the Tanya, if Zhesh was the only one with something going on, then that wouldn't have worked. But Chandler and Faisal held the front line. Chandler with a huge number of Mirage tanks right there on the front line, holding off those Rhinos and allowing Zhesh to do all of that work that he did. What a great 3v3 in terms of spectators. I'm not saying, these guys had fun playing that because I can understand Kiki's pain, but that'll do it for this game. Let's jump into another one. And that takes us to the map Mount Rushmore. So not Rushmore, but Rushmore in the north, playing as the blue France, as Zhasulan, and as the pink, I believe, random Cuba. This is Kiki. Meanwhile, in the south, and you may notice things look a little bit weird, as the yellow America, this is Tarrant. As the orange, it's Blueskyy, and as the cyan, it's drksft. So we have a 2v3, and of course the name of the map, Mount Rushmore, implies that you should rush more. In the case of the team in the north, it is rush to the gems, and then in the case of the team in the south, it is rush up to the north to kill the two guys. A 2v3, an asymmetrical game. So much in RTS is about perfect symmetry, very little RNG, or at least not ununderstandable RNG. You want RNG that everyone agrees upon, that everyone understands. And in this case, we have a literal 3v2, but the guys in the north, of course, have more money. So depending on how you want to play, depending on what your preference is, you may actually be better off with the more money in the north and the team disadvantage of 2 versus 3, depending on how you want to play. We'll see what these guys in the south come up with. One of them, I think Tarrant was kind of saying, it's hard to beat 2 players when you have no gems, even when you've got 3. So we'll see how this goes. Ore versus gems. Bunch of crazy Ivans loaded up by Kiki. And hey, if you wanted to see something a little bit different than 1v1s where everyone plays, where everyone just plays Iraq and goes for tanks and dogs, then you have got it. drksft loses his MCV right from the get-go. And we're not into a 2v2 just yet. drksft does still have some options. He can mass out infantry. Of course, unfortunately, he's just got the 1 barracks. He doesn't have any cloning vats. He does have a Viper, though, or something. Virus? Yeah, I think that's what it is, not Viper. But Virus there. So he does have that sneaky sniper. But we do have 2 French guys in this particular match. Kiki coming over to the left side. Grand Cannons are here, and we'll see how they factor into this. Tarrant possibly dropping some reinforcements somewhere, but I think this second group of crazy Ivans is about to come in. We'll see if this MCV survives the night, and there's actually going to be the pack-up perfectly done there by blueskyy. He packs up his MCV, avoids the crazy Ivans exactly, and that is the response that you want to be seen. Now, an Iron Curtain out on the field for Kiki. We're already starting to mix things up at least a little bit. Zhesh is on top of this paradrop right from the get-go, and it looks like that plane is going to have to pass a couple of times to get all of those GIs out. And actually, there's a sell-off of a war factory by Kiki. He gets out the single Kirov, and then he sells off the war factory, and we'll see how much he can do with this Kirov. I assume he's going to rebuild the war factory. Okay, so he repositions his MCV, and I'm guessing he wants to have a bit of a cash boost. And it is the base crawl with the Grand Cannons coming out here on Mount Rushmore, the Grand Canyon, essentially. And, well, let's see if these Navy SEALs, if the Navy SEALs can do anything. The answer is no. They didn't actually get anything done, but they did slow down the base crawl. They did slow down the Grand Cannons from coming in just a little bit sooner. blueskyy is still here. He can do his own grand cannoning, and you have to give it to drksft. He has been pumping out a ton of infantry. He's got some minor Yuris in there as well, and, well, a battle fortress stepping forward, cleans up a couple of Rhino tanks. Reinforcements coming in. Tarrant going to be going for the drop on the Chronosphere. 22 seconds on the Iron Curtain as they are going to be ready to rush down this hill and just go for the throat. Conscripts are here. The GIs, a couple of them almost surviving, but they do get cleaned up. Boris there as well, and another Kirov is now out on the map. Everyone in the subreddit is dead. And hey, this fits everything from the subreddit. We have green and we have Kirov. So those are the 2 requirements for something to be popular in the Command & Conquer subreddit. Is there green, or is there a Kirov reporting somewhere? A couple of chrono miners step up to the high ground, and I assume the Iron Curtain was going to be used on these tanks, and then they were just going to rush down the hill. But in this particular case, they're actually holding off for a couple of seconds here. The Iron Curtain possibly waiting for the Chronosphere to line up. We shall see. And those chrono miners barely escaping down to the low ground as, of course, you run out of cash relatively quickly. There's not a lot of money down there, and since it's not gems, it does not buy you nearly as much as the money on the north side. First Kirov is being sent out. There are 3 Kirovs out on the map right now for Kiki, and with drksft being not eliminated, but, hampered quite early on, this became a pretty deliberate game from Zhesh and Kiki. They clearly didn't want to start things out too quickly, but now that they've got pretty good control of the mid-ground, they're just going to try and win this one out by kind of starving their opponents. We'll see if it works. 2 engineers going to be paired up with this group, and it is going to be a couple of prism tanks here ready to chronosphere into the enemy's base. The GIs get cleaned up, and is it going to be an Iron Curtain chronosphere move? They're both ready to go. I assume that's what these guys have planned. And these guys do stream together, so they're probably on comms right now. They're probably chatting back and forth, figuring out their strategy. And actually, for all I know, they may actually be streaming this match as well. We shall see. All right, he's packing everything together, trying to get it into the chronosphere range. And I think we're just waiting for everything on the southern half of the map to explode. A control game by our players in the north. And unfortunately, there we go. This is going to be possibly the end. And, okay, so we got the Kirov as well. A couple of these prism tanks being turned around, and the prism tanks clean up one of the MCVs, but the rest of the prism tanks getting taken over. But no, Zhesh barely breaks free, and that is going to be enough to break our team in the south. If he can clean up those buildings, it's almost done for drksft, and this Kirov has perhaps no one to stop it. The MCV is going to be heading to the high ground, and these couple of prism tanks are highly upgraded with their heroic status, and eventually the Kirov does go down. It looks like Terrent has survived, and somehow drksft has also managed to escape for the current moment. Yes, the map is indeed very small. You have to give it to them. The Crazy Ivans can hit quite quickly when you're in this kind of a situation. Ooh, a couple of units almost sneaking through. Man, these GIs just never get anywhere. Kiki is on top of the defense, and Terrent is going to have to try and find somewhere for his MCV to deploy. Terrent has left the game, and I think it's all coming down to drksft, who doesn't have much left at this point. But the play for Zhesh and for Kiki was get the Iron Curtain, get the Chronosphere, and use them together. I guess the Iron Curtain doesn't last long enough for you to just run down the map, run down the hill traditionally, and instead the Chronosphere, it's better to wait for that. Anyways, that'll do it for that match. Hopefully we can get one more from these guys. And that takes us to a map that has some water, and we have as the blue allies in this FFA in the top left-hand corner, Zhasulan. And as the purple, we have Wenchao. As the green, we have blueskyy. Always love when a color in the name doesn't line up with the color in the game. And we have Kiki once again. Kiki and Zhesh. Hopefully these guys will not form an unholy alliance because they are friends who do stream Red Alert 2 together fairly often. Hopefully they will, treat this like a true FFA and just go for each other mercilessly. We have seen some straight-up 1v1s, some competitive-oriented play, win the game as fast as you can, and leave nothing for the other guy. And now in this video, we get to see some actual fun, the kind of stuff that I did, growing up, except for executed at a much better level. Playing with spies, playing with Tanya, and just going for stupid strategies that are really fun and really frustrating for the other guy. And now we get to see some naval play. There is something really satisfying that was kind of lost from newer strategy games where you get these naval transports and you just load up an entire army. You cross the ocean, and then you unload, 20 Apocalypse tanks and flak tracks and all kinds of stuff into the other guy's base. He's literally going for an oil derrick steal, a War Factory proxied Kiki, going for the kill, going for the throat of blueskyy right from the get-go. And I'm not sure what blueskyy is going to try and do to stop this. At the same time, Wenchao going for his own kind of strategy, going for his own kind of play, and the first Rhino tank is out. The sentry gun going for the target on this war factory. How many will actually be deployed? Engineer gonna get targeted down. Engineer gets sniped. Kiki keeps his hope alive of the quick kill of blueskyy, our green Soviet player. Wenchao saying, sure, I'm not sure what these guys have been saying in the north half of the map. Maybe they're going for each other or not. And now Kiki has this battle bunker all loaded up with conscripts. The MCV moves away. He's going to try and keep hope alive. He's going to try and preserve his opportunity. A little wall segment there by Kiki. He's walling in the sentry gun of his opponent. Zhesh flying over here with a Harrier. He's going to get a good look at what everyone is doing in a spy plane from Wenchao, going to be revealing Kiki's base and seeing what it is, how exposed it is. Rhino tanks target down the MCV. That's a cleanup of that MCV. The naval yard is still here on the low ground, and there is still a refinery, an oil derrick, and a harvester to try and get some economy, to try and do something in this game. But blueskyy is pretty close to out of it. Looks like Dolphin's going to be trying to find these subs. That's interesting. Even as a spectator, the subs don't always show up for me, and the Dolphins as well do disappear. So naval stuff I just have very little idea about, which I guess matches everything else in this game. Kiki and Zhesh going to be looking okay. Wenchao, I think, doing okay. Wenchao. There's not an N at the end of that. Wenchao doing okay. Really, blueskyy is the only one who is having a really tough time, and you can understand why. These battle bunkers causing some real problems for him. Kiki not taking down, never mind, I was going to say not taking down the refinery, which seems like the obvious thing to do, and it's double war factory here for, or double oil derrick here for Kiki. So he didn't kill them, he took over both of the oil derricks, and that is it for blueskyy, our first player to get eliminated, unfortunately, from this FFA. Zhasulan actually joining the fight. He can't really do anything about this. I mean, he's not going to be able to take down this battle bunker. He can only really kill blueskyy, and that would just be a little bit sad if he jumped on top of blueskyy's war factory and killed it off while his buddy is, doing the same thing. And, well, blueskyy is essentially out of this game. Chronosphere is here, 40 seconds left, and there is a Kirov heading over towards Zhasulan's base, so we'll have to see how he manages to do this. One, what do they even call these? Sea Scorpion! Not something that I really even remembered. And even a couple of demo trucks? Really? From Kiki. We'll have to see what he manages to do with those. I think that's it. Yeah, that is it for blueskyy. So blueskyy had a couple of naval units around the place, but everyone else has not been doing too much with the naval units. All right, one IFV steps forward, and this Kirov is going to start to take a bit of damage. One Kirov that is defeatable by just a couple of air units, so it's unfortunate for Wenchao that he didn't get 2 or 3 Kirovs. He didn't manage to get 2 or 3 Kirovs out. I mean, that's a lot of cash. Ooh, that's tough. With the Kirov that close to blowing up all of this stuff, weather control device, and the airfield gets struck down. Low power mode for Zhesh, but he saves himself with that power shield or whatever that's called. I can never remember what that ability is called. But the blue flashing buildings. Siege chopper turns to the south. Wenchao as well. And oh, look at this from Zhesh. He teleports over, and he's going for the kill on the Kirov. Kiki and Zhesh working together in an unholy alliance in this FFA to fight their opponents. And do they have an actual alliance? Because they don't seem to be. I thought this was an FFA, and they switched it to a 2v2, and I did not realize that. So this whole time, I thought it was an FFA, and it's actually a 2v2. So Wenchao is going to have a really hard time trying to manage to pull a 1v2 from this situation. These islands are quite difficult, and this is going to be a bunch of Chronosphere demo trucks, maybe, and just a ton of damage output. I actually didn't realize this whole time that they've been playing kind of a 1v1 in the north and a 1v1 in the south, and then Zhasulan just sort of showing up in the south to help out Kiki when he needs to. So back to a 2v2. maybe we'll see an FFA in the future. These can be really chaotic and really fun to watch. Wenchao going to, you know, again, he's going to have a really tough time trying to pull something out. A couple of siege choppers. These can be... Oh, if he gets the demo trucks... No, it looks like he won't get anything. Almost doing something amazing there. I think if he would have gotten the demo trucks, the friendly fire might have been enough. I'm not actually sure what demo truck friendly fire really does, how much it really damages your own stuff. Wenchao trying to find something here. I think we're just waiting for the Chronosphere and the Weather Storm to fire off. A siege chopper, 2 siege choppers going down as they try and cross the middle of the map. And, well, weather storms can be very, you know, they can be a bit topsy-turvy. They can really miss a ton of stuff and do almost no damage. And we'll see if these siege choppers do anything. I don't think they're going to necessarily. But I think Purple's base is about to explode. Demo trucks on top of everything. And Lightning Storm on top of that. That will do it for these team games. We got to see something a little bit different. We got to see something a little bit mixed up. And big thanks to Zhesh for setting up these games. And that will do it for these games, for this video. A couple of short matches, but some entertaining strats overall. Thank you all very much for watching. And this is Cybert signing out.